It doesn't take...
I'm staying out of the way. Those things, I don't trust them. What's your problem? They're drones. They're unmanned. They're programmed to kill one thing and one thing only. The bat.
At least when Riddler's on the billboard, you can tune it out. All those big words. Scarecrow gives me the creeps. All right, riddle me this, fellas. What do you call the guy who takes down the bat?
I don't...
A hero, that's what!
I don't get it.
You wanna break the bat? Then forget Scarecrow, Two-Face, Penguin, and the rest of those punks. Enigma's the man with the plan.
The riddle guy? Nah, I'm not buying it.
Trust me.
The pain!
Riddler has Catwoman. Tell me why.
I don't know anything. I swear. I just tied her up and left her inside.
Why? What's Nigma's play?
I ain't got a clue. I just brought her here and planted some of those trophies nearby. That's it. You gotta believe me.
I do.
Control it to Falcon 5. Jake spotted. Over.
Batman? That had better be you. And you had better be...
Keep still. Are you okay?
perfect. What little girl doesn't dream of being bait for her strapping Dark Knight?
We're leaving.
You might be, but I'm not.
Ah, both contestants are finally here. Tonight, folks, we've got riddles galore. But first, let me introduce my beautiful assistants. I'm growing tired of my dependence upon the least useless dregs I can scrape from Gotham's utterly uninspired underbelly. Why rely on others for help when you can design, program, engineer, and manufacture it yourself? What a pair you make. Together, you're just competent enough to survive. Enjoy it while it lasts, Dark Knight. I have more in store for you than hitting things. out you enjoyed that, Detective. It's the most fun you'll have all night. You see, Dark Knight, this feisty, felonious feline has been fitted with a shiny new collar. With each challenge you complete, you'll get one little key. Collect every key and the kitty goes free. Remove it too soon and the kitty goes boom! Well, don't just stand there, Dark Knight. Take... that rocket-fueled roadster of yours and make your way to the Cauldron train yard. My first test is waiting.
I'll come back for you. Stay here.
I'm wearing a bomb, Batman. Of course I'm staying here. Go get my keys.
Riddle me this. When does a door lead nowhere at all? When you try to open it too soon.
Don't keep me waiting.
Sir, I've regained control of the bridges.
Good work. I'll contact you when I'm in position at Mercy Bridge.
Well, Batman, old boy, this is quite the dilemma, isn't it? Do you save the incompetent friend who got herself kidnapped, or the incompetent friend who got herself kidnapped? Personally, I go see Eddie's latest contrived death gauntlet. I'm sure he went to a lot of trouble. Besides, you can't save all of Barbara. I killed half of her already.
A challenge in the Cauldron train yard. Fine, Nigma. I'll play your games and I'll win. Selina's life depends on it. I need to go back to the bridge to bring Batmobile onto Miyagani Island. I need to go back to the bridge to bring the Batmobile onto Miyagani Island.
Didn't you know, Dark Knight? You can't fight fear.
Well, Batman, old boy.
I'm heading to Mercy Bridge to pick up the trail of the Arkham Knight's vehicle.
Miss Gordon's safety is on all of our minds, sir. Good luck.
Personally, I go see Eddie's latest contrived death gauntlet. I'm sure he went to a lot of trouble. Besides,
A challenge in the Cauldron train yard. Fine, Nigma. I'll play your games and I'll win. Selina's life depends on it.
So Ace Chemicals blew up? But I don't see any giant clouds of fear gas.
Maybe it's a metaphor. You know, like, the fear toxin was in our hearts all along. That's beautiful, man.
Alfred, I found a mutilated body, but this isn't the one Cash told me about. I'm going to try and establish a cause of death. Blood tests reveal the cause of death was an overdose of painkillers leading to cardiac arrest. Also, the victim's fingerprints have been burned off with acid.
A rather unsavory demise.
That's not all. It's as though the subject's DNA has been corrupted somehow. There's insufficient information for me to cross-reference the database. I'll have to use the deep tissue scanner to analyze the body for distinguishing features and determine the victim's identity.
Right you are, sir.
An irregularity on the victim's chest. It appears to be a birthmark, quite distinctive. There's a bullet lodged deep in the upper bicep. This type of ammunition is predominantly used with a hunting rifle that hasn't been manufactured in over a decade. The left foot is missing several toes. The site of amputation suggests the removal of non-viable tissue in the treatment of frostbite.
Alfred, I've ID'd the victim as Robert Kincaid.
He was a microbiologist who worked for Stag Enterprises. Many believe the shooting was connected to Kincaid's knowledge of controversial research, although that remains unverified. He took a teaching post in Atlanta, which is where he was reported missing.
What's unusual is that they didn't go missing in Gotham. They were brought here and killed. Why? We need to track down whoever did this.
Might I suggest keeping an ear out for any more of that ghastly opera music? It sounds ominously like a calling card.
A challenge in the Cauldron train yard. Fine, Enigma. I'll play your games and I'll win. Selina's life depends on it.
Train yard, Batman. Come to the train yard. Beneath those rusty tracks awaits an arena in which our minds will clash.
Control, it's a
little predicament might encourage your participation? I realized, you see, that the kind of image-obsessed narcissist who places bat symbols on his hubcaps would never willingly submit himself to the kind of humiliation I have in store. Yet, here you are, Detective. The humiliation is waiting below. Well then, Detective, it begins. You are staring, with stupefied incomprehension, at a mechanism I have calibrated to respond to an extremely precise radar pulse. In a moment, I will give you the decrypted code, Dark Knight. Oh, but first, I think we should run through the ground rules for tonight's festivities. Rule the first. You will address me at all times. What? How did you solve tonight's very first riddle? Well done. Well done.
No point getting out. Riddler's plan involves the car.
You must complete 3 circuits of this gauntlet, finishing each before the time limit expires. Come now, Detective. Let's put that grotesque ego-mobile to the test. Be ready, Dark Knight. There's more to this test than just going really fast. Tick-tock, Detective, tick-tock. Can that ramshackle motor handle this? Dark Knight, faster! Can those flickering, faltering synapses keep up with my automatically adjusting course?
I'm disabling the afterburner's failsafe. I need the extra speed. I'm disabling the afterburner's failsafe. I need the extra speed.
Don't get too confused. Now, right! Dark Knight. Is that really as fast as it goes? Let's work that undeveloped brain of yours. Dark Knight, don't waste my time. It's several times more precious than yours. You seem to have lost. Something wrong? I could literally do this with my eyes closed. Did you engineer that car yourself, Batman? It would explain the numerous design flaws. Such a pity I couldn't show you the Riddler mobile. It's bigger, faster, several times more aesthetically pleasing than your vehicle. It's in the shop. Once more onto the track, Dark Knight. Once more! Now pay attention, Detective. Go left. detective, what's that I hear? Is it time's winged chariot hurrying near? You're close, detective. Don't fumble now. Don't fumble now. Come now, detective. Time waits for no man. And I wait for no Batman. An expertly executed failure. Come now, detective. A trained monkey could complete this course. Assuming I have trained it naturally. Would you like another attempt at that last? Or if you prefer, that Roman knockoff Mercury. If you can't understand the intellectual virtues of completing this trial, Batman, I'm not going to explain them to you. Hurry up, detective. You stand marginally more of a chance of succeeding if you actually begin. Stunning failure. Would you like to try again, detective? You'll fail once more. Fail. More. Would you like another attempt at that lap? Oh, Dark Knight. That looked like it hurt. Did it? Aren't things clearer now that insane clown has been disposed of? Now you know who your real nemesis is. Dark Knight, don't waste my time. It's several times more precious than yours. Relax, Dark Knight. The ordeal is over. Such a pity the laws of physics prohibit me from testing my non-Euclidean designs. Now then, detective, hop on the pressure pad beside me. Listen carefully, Dark Knight. Your friend's life depends on it. Back in the orphanage, a series of glass cabinets have appeared in front of Catwoman. Isn't that right, my dear?
I see them, Eddie.
Good. One of those cabinets, my dear, has your first key inside. The others, they contain less useful keys. Keys that will unlock the admittedly slight contents of your skull all over the orphanage walls. Your job, detective, is simple. Figure out which cabinet Catwoman must open. And don't get it wrong. Which cabinet, kitty cat?
Okay, Batman. Let's see if you're as smart as they say. One down.
Well done to the pair of you. That's the first key collected. Don't expect to be sinking your claws into too many more. Too many more.
Simulation activated. Activated.
Did you really believe that a challenge designed by me, the Riddler, would be quite so easy? Oh, Dark Knight, you sweet, naive sentinel, of course it wouldn't. But now I have several hundred terabytes of performance data relating to the latest model of rocket-powered hearse you're driving. With that in mind, I have prepared for you something a little less knuckle-whitening and rather more brow-furrowing in Chinatown. Hurry on over, detective, or it won't be curiosity that kills the cat.
That tortured creature was once a man. Dr. Kirk Langstrom. There must be a cause for this transformation. His lab might...
All right, sir. Connection established. As expected, sir, a small drone force has been deployed to stop you.
Damn it! Rattler's taking damage!
bomb's payload is exploding. I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion.
Excellent work. Bomb defused.
I'm gonna enjoy rolling over their compound, man, with you inside.
That tortured creature was once a man, Dr. Kirk Langstrom. There must be a cause for this transformation. His lab might hold the answer.
Proceed with caution, sir. The creature could well be hiding in familiar surroundings.
Back up! He's gonna get us! Jeez, he's coming after us! For it! Come on, get us out of here! Why are you doing this? You don't ask the questions here, punk. Yeah, how about we staple your lips together? You like that? Just what I thought. I want you silent. Except when we're beat.
There's a computer. Maybe it contains some answers. This computer stores all of Dr. Langstrom's research. Mixing his DNA with a vampire bat? That was never going to end well. If I search through his files, I may be able to create an antidote to his condition. I need to isolate the man-bat's signature and remove it from Langstrom's DNA. That's it. I've crippled. Now all I need to do is make him take his medicine. Alfred, I've synthesized a cure in Langstrom's lab. Now I just need to find him.
Any idea where he may be hiding?
He's not in control of his actions. He could be anywhere.
No one knows this city better than you, Master Bruce. You'll find him.
Yes, of course. Sorry. So, what we've done is merged the DNA of Desmodus rotundus, the vampire bat, into the
Blunt trauma to the head. Langstrom had no idea what he was doing.
prevent and cure deafness in all humanity. How was that?
Perfect, sweetie.
Are you getting this, honey?
I think so. Is the red light on?
His wife? Your parents? What is it about dead relatives that turned you into a giant rodent?
Whatever Riddler's built beneath Chinatown, it's not going to stop me.
I've never killed me a fireman before.
Back up! Hit the bat! Drive! Drive!
Well, well, Dark Knight. Eager for more? It's humbling, isn't it? The opportunity to even glimpse my greatness, the dawning realization of just how insignificant, how unworthy of note you really are. These trials are my masterpieces, Detective. When I have defeated you, they will become monuments to my genius, testaments to your stupidity. Crowds of school children will pack themselves in this elevator, eager to see for themselves the place where the Dark Knight was defeated. They won't understand a thing, of course, but they'll come. A trial so elegantly simple that even you should manage a feeble grasp of the premise. You must provide power to this board, Detective. You know, Dark Knight, on balance, I don't think you're going to figure this out. The wheels on the Batmobile go round and round, Dark Knight, and they do it while touching the ground. Now, there's no shame in being stuck. The shame lies in thinking you could beat me in the first place. far too attached to that fancy tank of yours to solve this one. Wheels on the Batmobile go round and round, Dark Knight, and they do it while touching the ground. Flip the car? Perhaps I am in need of a more worthy nemesis.